Hello everyone, Happy New Year and welcome to day 266 of playing Persona 4 Golden in real time. This series where I play through the day in the game on the same date in real life, one day at a time. Now before we jump into it, I have to say thank you to everyone. We did it, we have now passed 1,000 subscribers. And while we didn't quite make it before midnight local time, before the year ended, I'm not going to let a few hours detract from the achievement of hitting 1,000 subscribers. And this is definitely a big milestone, and obviously I wouldn't be able to be here without you guys and accomplish this. So thank you to everyone that's subscribed, or even if you've just watched, left a comment, anything, I really appreciate the support, and glad to be going strong and continuing on. I really didn't expect to have this many subscribers by this point, so I really appreciate it and look forward to continuing it through the rest of the playthrough. But bringing in the new year, let's go ahead and continue on January 1st of the new year. So in the game 2012, in real life 2024, but you know, the game holds up really well, so it doesn't feel outdated. But let's go ahead and see what the gang is up to today. Alright, so we're synced up.
The leading group has crossed the big Showa Bridge, and they're using their final kick as they prepare to hand off. The runners for the next leg wait for their turn to don the sash and run. This relay point was changed in 2009.
It seems odd that it snowed for like the first time last night, and suddenly it's snow everywhere, but you know, nice to have a little change of pace.
Alright, are we ready then? Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
I'm hungry. I mean, let's go ahead, follow the lead, and say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, big bro!
Will probably still be a bit of a pain for you, but may things go well this year. In any case, you've changed over this past year. You've got a man's face now.
I mean, it has been a pretty wild year,
that's what
especially for a high schooler.
I feel relieved, since so much happened.
Let's say... I mean, I think let's keep it simple and say thanks.
Though, it is odd for me to say that, since I'm the one that caused you such trouble.
Dad, can we eat yet?
Alright, let's dig in. Man, I can't thank those guys working the holiday at Jeunesse enough. I wandered over there and they even had New Year's food.
Thanks for the food!
I mean, I guess we're just gonna ignore that all the food is like JPEGs of food on a flat surface, but...
Kobumaki!
The time spent with their family passes by. It seems the Dojima family won't be going to pay their first visit of the year to the shrine in consideration of Nanako's condition. Okay, a little disappointing, but you know, makes sense. You've received 5 messages. Happy New Year! I hope that we will get along this year as well. If you have time today, why don't we go and pay our first visit to the shrine? Just the two of us. Alright, I guess it's gonna be the same thing as Christmas Eve, that's what it was, where we had invites from all the people that we have intimate relations with. So I think we're gonna go ahead and pass on Yukiko. You declined Yukiko's invitation. There's still 4 more emails. Happy New Year! Let's do our best this year too. You want to go to the shrine today? I have something to show you. I mean, let's go ahead and pass on Chie as well. I'm gonna go ahead. You declined Chie's invitation. There's still 3 more emails. Happy New Year, Senpai. We should do tons of stuff together this year too. Let's pay our first visit to the shrine today. Of course, since it'll just be the 2 of us, I'll dress up. Alright, let's go ahead and pass. You know, I think we're gonna be a little bit consistent and stick with Naoto again. You turned down Rize's invitation. There's still 2 more emails. New Year's greeting. Visit shrine with me? Yes or no? Please reply. I mean, not the most alluring invitation, but, you know, can't complain with the results. But let's go ahead and accept the invitation. You decide to go to the shrine with Naoto. I guess the last email would probably be Rize? Or, sorry, not Rize. Marie, since I think that's the only person that we haven't read yet. Tatsuhime Shrine. It appears that Naoto hasn't arrived yet.
I apologize for making you wait. Could it be that I don't meet your expectations?
I mean, we're definitely gonna be polite and definitely not start off and be like, a little disappointing. Let's go ahead and be a little reassuring and say, you look cute as always.
Why would you say something like that out of the blue? You love saying embarrassing things like that, don't you? Sheesh.
Naoto's face is bright red.
We should pay our respects at the shrine now. Let's go.
Naoto is praying sincerely. You finish paying your New Year's visit to the shrine with Naoto.
What did you wish for?
I mean, it's a secret. Does it feel super insightful? Let's go ahead and say, I made a wish about us.
I made a wish regarding the same subject. I wished about the time we spend together. May both of us be able to spend a full life this year as well. Of course, I wish that we would do so together. Should we draw omikuji? I usually have bad luck when it comes to things like fortunes, though.
I guess we're not going to tell her about all the all the fortunes we've been drawing about other people. You decide to draw a fortune with Naoto. Where should you draw your fortune from? I don't really know there's that many options. Oh, okay. I guess, let's go ahead, be a bit straightforward, and just go draw from the middle. Your fortune says, Great Blessing. The romance portion reads, Securing a future with the one who brings you happiness may be prudent. That's what the fortune says.
The future, huh? To be honest, I've never given it much thought. I guess opening my detective agency may not work in today's society. Perhaps I could focus on forensic medicine. Wait, this was written for your romance fortune, so it's not talking about work. A future for the two of us.
Naoto is blushing.
Mine says, ouch, curse. Let's see, the romance fortune says, for things to continue harmoniously, you must discard your secrets. I see. This is quite accurate, but I'm not keeping any secrets from you. Well, besides the ones that are unimportant and embarrassing. And since I got curse, that means that my fortune won't get any worse, and on the contrary, it can only go up from here.
Okay, she seems to be handling getting a curse pretty well. You have fun discussing your fortune results with Naoto.
Now that we're done here, would you like to come over to my place for once? I actually bought a kotatsu. It's, nice and warm.
So we're gonna get to meet Naoto's grandfather and get the watch to say less than 0 meters. You spent a long time with Naoto in her room and then went home. Oh, we never got to see Naoto's room?
Welcome back.
Alright, let's go ahead and save our progress. And then, are we allowed to do anything today? It's New Year's. You should return to your room and relax. Alright, figured we wouldn't be able to. Let's go ahead and rest, as we're required to. And I feel like that's a pretty good start to the new year. Definitely a good blessing for the relationship with Naoto. But that's going to wrap up the gameplay portion for today and bring us on to shuffle time. So let's see what the first card of the new year is going to be, and it is the King of Swords in the upright position. Okay, seems like a pretty promising one. A king, very powerful, and sword seems like ready to charge in and take on the new year. But let's go ahead and see what fate has in store for us. The King of Swords appearing in a reading suggests that you should remain objective in your current situation. You must establish truth by sticking to the facts. The King of Swords and his intellectual power implies that you will need to use your intellect to make your point known and attain your goals. Besides your experience and education, you should be sharp and observant, to see deeply into problems that come your way. The King of Swords meaning also shows that you need to be stern in your role while ensuring that you have clarity of mind at all times. When judging a situation, you need to consider all the possible consequences to make an appropriate judgment. You will need to leave your emotions out of the judgment so as to maintain rational thinking at all times. The King of Swords meaning suggests that you should take time to reason with others and be candid with the observations that you have made. As far as your personal life goes, the King of Swords urges you to use your intellect and logic to maneuver the path that lies ahead. You will need to confront the issue at hand and make a sober decision. The King of Swords implies that you should be able to look at any situation and make a decision with complete impartiality. It can also be an indicator of the high ethical standards that the King of Swords demonstrates. Okay. I feel like this is definitely a good one to keep in mind starting the new year. Basically just making sure that we're being logical, rational, not being overly emotional, and making proper decisions. And, I think as we set our goals for the new year, having logic in mind is definitely a good thing to do. And yeah, I think if we stick with that, we'll definitely be on the right path rather than thinking too short term and going down a path that feels right at the moment, but in the long run may not really lead to a good destination or a productive one, might end up hitting a dead end sooner rather than later. So definitely good stuff to keep in mind as we head into the new year. But that's going to be another car down and another day done. Now, before we wrap it up for today, talking about the new year, I definitely have some resolutions that I want to work on throughout the upcoming year. And one of them, obviously have to mention today having hit 1,000 subscribers, which the first time I noticed it, I went to bed, I woke up at 6:30 and checked my phone and saw that we hit 1,000. So I went to bed, I fell asleep after that again. I didn't wake up at 6:30 and start the day, which would have been probably a productive start to the new year, but not quite what happened. But that's the first time I noticed that we had hit 1,000 subscribers, and I don't think that we hit 1,000. I sensed it, I woke up immediately and was like, I have to check if I hit 1,000. But, definitely a good start to the new year. It's day one, hitting a big achievement and milestone when it comes to building a YouTube audience and continuing to make content. But, I'm definitely not content to stay there and not grow anymore throughout the year. I was thinking, as you continue on, the rate that you grow at becomes a bit relative, and so, when you start off, when you have 10 subscribers, getting 20 subscribers is pretty substantial. When you're at 1,000, 20 is still very good, but, relatively, I feel like it makes sense to be a little more ambitious with that. And so by the end of the year, I definitely want to hit at least 2,000. I think that's pretty achievable when it comes to the time to double, starting from 1,000. And so I was thinking maybe 2,500 is a little bit of a more ambitious goal that's, feels a little more right. But according to Social Blade, which is a site that tracks YouTube channels and the view counts, subscribers, and also can predict in the future what milestones or on what specific dates, how many subscribers we'll have at that point. According to that, 1 year from today, it predicts that I'll have 5,564 subscribers, which sounds like a lot, and I would definitely not be upset if that happened. And so I think to be a little bit ambitious, follow the predictions that's making, although I definitely want to put more work in to accelerate that and grow faster than the algorithm would predict that I would at this pace I've been going. I think ending the year with 5,000 subscribers would be definitely something worth aiming for. But, the subscribers, stuff like that's out of my control. I can make content, I can definitely do stuff to try to help grow that, but I can't, no matter what I do, I can't make that happen by myself. So to set a goal that's also a little more in my control, first off, I definitely want to wrap up the Persona 4 Golden real-time playthrough, which, we're on track to do. I haven't been slacking on that. So definitely looking forward to completing that and just the achievement of actually completing the playthrough. And that's going to happen in due time. But beyond that, I want to work on a weekly series and do some more editing. And so once we wrap up the series, by the end of the year, I also want to do, at the time, right now, I'm going to say at least 24 episodes of a weekly series that I'm hopefully consistent with. And I think with, 1,000 people being aware if I fall behind on my goal and this deadline I set for myself, I think that's definitely a lot of motivation for me. And so, hopefully by the end of the year, my goal is to do at least 24 episodes of a weekly series and that's after, or in addition to completing the Persona 4 Golden real-time playthrough. And, I also have some other goals or resolutions outside of that. But it's more stuff like fitness or reading, and so that's stuff that I'm definitely going to work on in my own time, but not as relevant to the YouTube audience. So, you know, I'm going to be keeping that in mind as well. But when it comes to YouTube content and being a creator of content on YouTube, those are definitely the goals that I have in mind to complete by the end of the year. And, you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one with setting goals for the year. If you want to sound off in the comments, let me know what your plans are, and I think that's going to be good to, one, to state that and kind of have a little more accountability to achieve that, but also state your goals, give other people ideas, and be able to kind of hear more about it, have a little bit of a discussion. I think will be positive to start off the year. But either way, those are my goals for when in relation to YouTube, and looking forward to working on those and making progress on it. And even if I don't quite achieve that, I think there's definitely going to be progress towards stuff that I'll feel more fulfilled or content having created. Even if I make 23 episodes, it's still going to be better than if I didn't make any, which is what I've been doing the last few years before I started YouTube. So really can't go wrong either way. But either way, looking forward to it, and definitely looking forward to, hopefully at the end of the year, smashing those goals and being able to feel like I've accomplished it. And so, just things for the new year, starting off, things looking forward throughout the rest of the year, things that are definitely on my mind and looking forward to. But either way, I feel pretty definitely validated by what I've done so far, doing so many days, 266 days now of Persona 4 Golden in real time, pretty consistently. I mean, I've missed one day, a few days that I pre-recorded, but planned ahead and, you know, knew that was inevitable from the beginning. And hitting 1,000 subscribers, there's no real way to be upset with that. Like, it was just not reasonable to be like, oh, I kind of wish I hit like 2,000. It's like, I think 1,000 is more than I would have reasonably expected. I'm really glad to be here and to continue working on this. So to everyone that's been watching, thank you. I really appreciate it and look forward to making more content in the new year. And, you know, just seeing what happens and continuing through it. So like Persona 4 Golden in real time, just taking it one day at a time and seeing how far we get. So that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like to follow along with the journey, as I do this every day. But either way, thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.